Hello, welcome back to the podcast. I am so excited to be here with you today because, again, another light, fun episode. I'm talking about books, y'all. We're talking about The Throne of Glass today, and I actually just wanted to take some time to talk about this series and my favorite author. Look at this lovely book. Oh my gosh. Sarah J. Maas. Oh, you have done it again. And actually, this was the first one. I read ACOTAR first. So if you may have no idea what I'm talking about, you may know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you might want to listen anyway because I will not give any spoilers. I won't give any spoilers away. I just kind of want to talk about it on a high level because these books changed me. You know how people are like, oh, these books changed my life, but I feel like they actually did. I became obsessed with the characters. I love them. Oh my gosh. It took me from September of 2025, later in September because I got them for my birthday, until January of 2026 to finish the whole series. Granted, I took a few, weeks off in December because I did read, like a Christmas book and just kind of got in the holiday spirit. And I selfishly wanted like this to last until 2026, the series. So I want to start at what I read first. And I actually, for reading order, I want to share my preferred. I honestly like how I read them all. And I have gotten asked, like what's your favorite, ACOTAR or Throne of Glass? Because Crescent City is not as great as the other two, but I think there's another possibly fourth Crescent City book coming. We know ACOTAR 6 is coming. Ah! Oh my gosh, that's gonna be one of those things that I freak out when we don't know when yet though, guys. Like we don't know when. I'm not one of those. I'm not really on, is it called Book Talk? Well, I'm not on TikTok, you guys, you know that. But I do enjoy looking at Instagram sometimes when people are talking about books. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't think I could talk about books that much. Like I love them. But shout out to the girlies that do, because I appreciate the things that I see on there and all the recs, the recommendations, so good. So why do we love this so much? Why a lot of women love this series. Like they love them. I I don't know, like the female main characters, the the males in the series too. Like, how can we forget about them? Um, I like how it feels like you feel like you're in their little like friend group or family, and everyone's got their distinct personality, and just, I don't know, Sarah does such a good job of like writing that. And I enjoy reading and like the different points of views from different characters. I think if it was just one character's point of view the whole time, that might be kind of boring for me. And I don't like those as much. Throne of Glass has a lot of characters. I feel like there's a lot of people to kind of keep track of, and like the world building was new to me. So ACOTAR was actually the first fantasy series besides Harry Potter that I read. And like I don't feel like Harry Potter is like that crazy of world building because you got Hogwarts, but like they're in London. Like with that's a concept that we know of, right? Because that's on Earth. But like these are different worlds in these books. So, um, you got your got your maps. And that was a little intimidating to me at first. I was like, oh my gosh. So started with Akatar. And I feel like that was a really good one because that also had humans. And so it was like kind of like get your toes dipped in to the series. That was definitely, that was more smutty than Throne of Glass for sure. That and Crescent City, a little more spicy. Throne of Glass is a little spicy, but not as spicy as the others. Um, but I just loved, like, I want to read Akatar again, probably this year. I don't know, or next year, whenever I know the next book's coming out. I could read Throne of Glass again right now. That's just like how much I enjoyed the books. Ooh, that was a really cool orb. Um, but starting with Akatar, I recommend it. I just had my cousin. Shout out if you're listening, Jennifer. She just finished the first book of Akatar and loved it. So I'm excited. And then my brother was talking about it. I was like, "What? You want to read this? Yes. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. It's so great." Um, love that book. I think I think my favorite, I know, my favorite character, female main character is probably definitely Throne of Glass. Um, as opposed to Akatar, but like Akatar is like my first love. So like it's hard to choose between the two. But I definitely, okay, so you have to read. So you either need to read Throne of Glass or Akatar and then Crescent City, like one or the other. I would honestly, I feel like reading Akatar first is the way to go. Because there is a little bit of crossover in Crescent City, so you want to read that one last. And I got those. I guess I read Crescent City before I read Throne of Glass, but I think I would have caught a couple of other things. Like now I want to read it all again. You know what I mean? So as somebody who has read all the books now, read Akatar first, all the books in Akatar, then Throne of Glass, all freaking 8 of them or whatever it is. It's a lot. Oh, but it's so good. And like the books just like get bigger too. The last one is like 900 pages. It's so fat. Oh my gosh. And I actually this one's extra special because I brought it to Tennessee with me last year too. It gotta go. I finished it while I was there actually, and then started the next book. Um oh, but there's like so much action and twists, and it's so good. It's oh, and okay. I'm like, ooh, since we're talking about Throne of Glass. Okay, if you're wanting to read this whole series or if you've started, my recommendation, obviously, Akatar first, then Throne of Glass. And if you're reading Throne of Glass, I would read Assassin's Blade first. And I know that was published after the second. I think it's technically like the third in line, but it's a prequel to everything that happens. And if you read it first, you won't be like, what the F? There's a huge cliffhanger on that book, on the second book. And then you just like want to get into the third book. Like you want to do that. So you want to start with Assassin's Blade. And Assassin's Blade is not gonna lie, it's gonna make you probably not want to read the series. It's just like it's short stories. And like looking back, I'm glad I did read it in like the placement that I did, just like with the cliffhangers and stuff. And I just kind of got that out of the way, honestly. It's good to have that knowledge. It definitely helps later in the series. But oh my gosh, so good. And then I actually did my first tandem read. Highly recommend that because It's Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn as a tandem read. And you can Google or look on Pinterest what people recommend. Um, I could probably share, like, you could ask me if you're interested what I did. But I'm really glad I did that because it was like the same period of time, but one followed like certain characters and the other followed other characters. But they were like, and then like by the end of the book, they're like meeting together. And Tower of Dawn was not my favorite. Um, like it was still good, but I think if I would have read them separately, I would have been like, oh my gosh, I want to get to the other, you know what I mean? It was nice to have that back and forth for sure. And the last book was just like, oh my God, whoa, like crazy. I don't know how one writes this, sort of thing, like this incredible series and like all the details with all the characters and the places and the people and blah, blah, blah. No idea. Like it's so cool. And I appreciate it so much. I know, like, right, I love writers. I love, like, what a cool, like, I love to write too. Like, I'm not writing books like this ever. Probably not. Actually, no, not fantasy books. Um, but reading them is so fun and so enjoyable. And if you read this whole series, then you want to get to oh my God, Throne of Glass. That's what we were just talking about. Crescent City, which the first one's kind of slow, but then it picks, like the third one's real good. Like, I was very much impressed. By the end, I was like, okay, that was worth the read. I want to read them all again just because I feel like you miss things when you're reading it the first time through. And then sometimes I feel like I get like excited and kind of like fast read where I'm like kind of skimming the pages and like, oh, sometimes like war scenes. I'm just like, okay, I don't like, ooh. I kind of like just kind of skim past, make sure nobody died and like move along. Because there's a lot of war in Akatar. Well, there's just one, yeah, huge war scene. But there's like war going on, and same with Throne of Glass, multiple different scenes, and then like those are more of a, what do I want to, not like medieval, um, just like almost like a different time space when like Crescent City is actually like based in a city because these people have like cell phones, but then they're also like archangels and angels and fae and there's still like and humans in Crescent City, so they all kind of like live together in the city. It's very interesting. That was no spoilers. No spoilers here today, I promise. But that was super interesting too. And you have to read Akatar before Crescent City because that'll make it way more enjoyable for you. Trust me. Just trust me on that one. Oh, it's so good. I don't know, but if anyone, like if you've never read, I'm assuming most of the people that listen to this might have already read these sort of things before. I just wanted to share my kind of thoughts and how, I mean, it's hard to read a book after. I am not gonna lie, I started another book that was it's about 400 pages and I still haven't finished it and I just can't, like when I was reading Throne of Glass, the whole series, the books I would want to read. Keep it on the counter and if, like if I had 10 minutes or something, it's like, okay, I could read a couple pages, maybe a chapter or whatever. But this other book I'm reading right now, I don't feel like that. Oh, it's not the same. And it's like I feel bad for the first book that I read after I finish that series because no, it's not gonna be the same at all. But that's okay. That's okay. I might have to give this book, honestly, another like fair shake, like in 6 months to a year or something. And I feel like I need to read something. Do you ever feel like, like after that's like an intense, deep series, and I just feel like I need like, I don't know, it's not like a palate cleanse. Maybe it is just like a short and sweet, like 200-page book, funny, cute. I don't know, nothing too like deep, but something like that sucks you in. I need something like that. I just need like a short, oh, I think I do have. I know I'm like, and I also, on the book train, I made a little goal with myself that I would read all the books I have in my house that I have bought over the past few years. More like the last 5 years is really when have obtained most of these books, let's be honest. A few I've had before then, but most of them have been purchased in the last 5 years or gifted or whatever. And I just want to say that I've read them all before I go and get some more. But it's really hard because, I love to go to the bookstore and then you're like, oh, this would be, this, look at this. Oh, but so far so good. I haven't bought myself any books because I see one right there that I want to read too. But yeah, we love the Sarah J. Maas books. I have read every single one of her books now. I can say that she is definitely my favorite author. And I don't know, I'm trying to think. There's all kinds of fantasy series out there. Fourth Wing is actually, I did really like that one too. And I'm trying to think of like any others that I have read. I definitely have a lot on like my want to read list. Um, but I also takes a lot of time and investment. These like bigger series. Like people have told me about the Zodiac Academy too, which like sounds interesting to me, but also it's like 12 books or something crazy. It's like a shit ton of books. And I'm like, I don't want to commit to that right now. I need like a one-off, or that's not a word, or a trilogy, or just like 2 books. Like I want to start just like a single read, a couple of those, throw those in there. Um, if you have any recommendations, please let me know. I do enjoy Goodreads. That is an app that I'm like, this is actually useful. It is not a time suck. So I don't spend much time on there. I just like to update. I like to keep track of the books I've read and see kind of what some of my book friends are reading, and get some ideas for new books. Like what an app. Like what an idea. Who thought of that? I highly enjoy that app, and um I don't know if you can find me on Goodreads. I don't even know how I know I was like I always have trouble with that. Um but Goodreads, highly recommend that app if you are reading a lot. It's super helpful, and um I like keeping track. I'm just weird and I like to keep track of all the books I read. So books. They open your world. They change your perspective on things for sure. I mean, I'm just not talking about this just for shits and giggles. I mean, I kind of am, but like if you're not reading, I feel like you're so closed-minded on certain things in a way, because and I'm reading books like this. I'm reading fun books. I'm reading nonfiction though too. I'm reading books that talk about different people, places, cultures. As I just like to learn too. I think it's important to never stop learning and never stop reading. I'm sad that I stopped reading for a time in my life, but I am very thankful that I have picked it up again and just, oh yeah, and if I'm not reading like books for fun, reading my Gene Keys book, reading about astrology, I'm reading about tarot, like I'm learning all the things. I'm trying to suck in as much information I can so I can share it to whoever needs it. So books are awesome, man. I would love to hear any recommendations you have. You obviously know what kind of books I like. And again, thank you for listening to this kind of impromptu, fun, light episode at the end of February. And holy shit, we're going to be going into March soon. So stay tuned for guest episodes in March and new things coming within the business too, which is very exciting. I hope you have a magical day wherever you are in time and space right now while you're listening to this, and I really appreciate you.